So I just want to share a bit of about a mystical meditation that we're going to restart soon. Mystical meditation, our engagements with the word, living word, has been a very powerful practice for me. And I felt my heart is being so expanded when it comes to what is written. And I'm not talking about the black and white only, but just taking what is written and engaging it as a gateway into relationship with Him. I mean, you guys know, those of us who've been sitting in this, how powerful it is. But I've written something that I want to just share, probably publicly. I'm just going to read what I've written. The practice of our mystical meditation in living word is about the word becoming flesh. Like James, I love James. James said, I will show you my faith by my works. So the words that we read, it must be fleshed out. It must be outworked. But it's more than that. It's not like, oh, I read honor your parents and then I'm going to be a good honorable daughter. Honoring, I mean, that is good, but honor has to go deeper than that. I have to become that entity of honor, for lack of a better term, right? My substance, it's like my makeup, my whole body parts, the essences of who I am, my energy field must radiate honor. I see these things, these virtues, or yeah, I could never say virtue, as almost like particles or building blocks. Like when you build a house, you have a multitude of things to build a house. It's not just when you look at a wall, it's not just putting up a wall, but there is, how did you get that wall? First, if it's wood, it comes from a tree, but how did you get the tree? The tree come from a seed, and then it had sunlight and water and everything, and it grew into a tree. And then the wood has to be cured, and it has to be shaved, well, except for you build in a log cabin from trees. And I'm from a country, a part of the world where they export amazing wood made from trees. And so there's a lot that has to go through. Then you have to cut it and size it and all these different things. And even if you're making a stone house, it's the same thing. A stone building or a concrete building, it's the same thing. There's so many things that go through to that before you even come to that part to get the materials to build that building, right? And even when we come to build a building now, there are hammer, there's saw, there are nails, there are drills, there's shovels and pickaxe and a whole multitude of things before we see that beautiful edifice, that beautiful structure. See some of those structures behind me? You can imagine what it took to build those places. We are the house of Yahweh. We are his temple. And I see the word himself, his, please don't get me wrong. I think I'm thinking about something that is written black and white. It is, but it's a portal, it's a gateway. It's not, we don't want to limit ourselves to say, okay, I'm going to read my Bible and I know a couple of scriptures. That's not what I'm talking about at all. But I see when we engage, say, if we take Jesus wept, right? Obviously, I'm not reading anymore. If we take the phrase Jesus wept, yes, it's in English. We could decide to look at the Hebraic, the what it came from to be translated into English language, and we could really delve deeply into that. I know it's also says study to show yourself approved. And sometimes we used to think, like, I've been to two Bible schools, and you would think like I have to sit down and study and memorize, and that's good. That's good. I'm not knocking that. But deeper than that, we want this house to be built truths upon truths upon truths upon truths. It's like building a house with a proper foundation, the hammer, the nails, until the substance of the word himself, the word was made flesh. In the beginning was the word was with God, the word was God. That same word, it came and it dwelt among men, and that word was made flesh, right? And so we are living word, we are energy fields, if you want to say. And I just find it really incredible how we could take that phrase, let me just use again, Jesus wept, and sit in it and used as a doorway or a gateway or a portal to enter into the reality of what his weepings look like. I mean, there is so much there. So our mystical meditation, it's about the word becoming flesh, simply put, right? So I have something here written: Yeshua was slain from the foundations, but he became flesh, right? I know we could have just read that, and there could have been something else, but the slaying, and trust me, there I know there are many truths and revelations and mysteries and all of that concerning that, but that same word was slain, it was fleshed out upon the earth in Israel, upon a cross, right? And a body was prepared for him by the Father. A body was prepared for us to have legal right to dwell on this earth. So the body is enough, important enough that Yahweh prepared a body or tent for us. So the word was fleshed out to redeem flesh. So what is mystical? What is this word? Like, some people are scared of when they hear the word mystical. Mystical simply means those who, okay, mystery, but those who believe that we can have divine encounters or face-to-face encounters or engagement with the divine, with the supernatural, really. So we believe that this whole thing of mystical is mystery, but it's a beautiful mystery. It's not elusive. It's an invitation into relationship, right? And meditation is the same thing. I mean, you could go to the dictionary, go to Google and see a whole plethora of what these words mean. But I'm just going to say what it means to us, right? Meditation is simply that, you know what it means. You sit down, you think about something, you probably talk about it, you go back in, you think about it. There's different stages of meditation, contemplation, and all these things, but it's simply getting quiet before him and chewing upon it and thinking about it, and let your heart engage. Let there be that flow from coming from union, of course. Let that flow where he is, there's an exchange, like a divine exchange. And okay, let me interject this. I'm not saying, oh, I have anxiety, so I'm going to exchange my anxiety for his peace. That is true, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this flow of unveiling, right? Like Jesus wept. If I sit here and I say, Yeshua wept, Lord, I engage in this place of your weepings. Like, what does that look like? What does that look like? And allow myself to be filled, understanding the counsel, even the fear of the Lord in Revelation. That we can understand, even when he said, cry with those who cry, laugh with those who laugh. What does that mean? Maybe it could bring us into engaging compassion. There is so much, you know. So let me see what I said. So there is such importance that this body engage in the reality of the testimony of Yeshua, of the living word, the resonance of the word, the substance of the word inside of us. Because um in first Corinthians 6 has been with me for a while. And with regards to the first part, talk about if you join your body to sexual immorality, you become one flesh. And said, how could you? Because, don't you know your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit? Look, I read that scripture for years, but when I saw the correlation, I said, hold on, my body, my body, wow. So because it's talking about sexual immorality, you have sexual, that happens with your body. So you saying my body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. That just blew me away, and it's still blowing me away. And I'm just positioning my heart to understand what that looks like, what that means, that the Holy Spirit is dwelling in my body, and I'm sure there is not just physical flesh. I'm sure that there's other parts of my bodies, right? But I don't know. I just know that part, and I'm engaging to learn more. So We intentionally and consciously sit in the most holy place, Hebrews 10:18-20, and to be still and meditate and allow our entire being to be quantumly entangled with the living truth, the living word of life, the living way, the truth, the life. And this is what our mystical meditation really is about. And I just want to address something. There's a lot of arguments and debates over King James and this James and translations and English translations and Constantine and all these things. And there are truths to all of these arguments and so forth. But I just don't want us to get caught up with that. I don't want us to get caught up with what translation is best, what is best. I personally don't like the King James Version. The reason why I don't say, hast thou been and thus thou want. I don't speak like that. A time and a place, that probably sound amazing, but now I don't speak like that. So I read whatever translation I feel like at a given time. I do like the Complete Jewish Bible. I do like New King James. It doesn't matter. I read whatever, and because I don't want to be caught up in that. I want to be caught up in relationship. And you could read a couple of versions. And if you want to go check the Hebrew, do the Hebrew too. If you want to check out Greek, do the Hebrew, Greek. If you want to check out Aramaic, be free, enjoy yourself, enjoy the journey, and don't let's fight and argue about it. We are very, very grateful for those who have given their lives so that we could get a book in our hand. Right? We are very, very grateful for those who died for this, right? We're grateful that we have it in English because that's the language I speak. I'm an English speaking person. I don't speak another language, but except my spiritual language tongues. And so I'm really grateful for that. So let us set our position, our hearts in gratitude and honor. And let the rest go. It's absolutely not necessary to fight over that, because what it does, it causes this kind of toxic things on our heart. And oh, that's wrong. Nah, just let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And just engage with in relationship, be with him, talk with him, and just enjoy it. And so I want to invite you to our mystical meditation. We'll be having that on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you may go to our website. I will be updating our website, has been updating a long time, so that you could click a link and join there. Usually we have our online Mighty Network home, or virtual church home, and those of us could see when to join, and the link is there. But you don't have to join the Mighty Network. You could click the link on our website, and you'll be able to join us on Sundays if you like. So, au revoir and shalom. Much blessings. My name is Elizabeth, by the way.